Glad you could join us. Now, Deputy Chairperson of the Electoral Commission (EC) in charge of corporate services, Georgina Opoku-Amankwah, who is alleged to have signed contracts without proper authorization, has refuted the allegations, insisting that she has breached no regulations at all. Her rebuttal is contained in a purported response by her. However, Georgina Opoku-Amankwah has dissociated herself from the said response from her to Mrs. Charlotte Osei. My colleague Derek Ekosam has joined me in the studio with a statement from the Deputy Chairperson of the Electoral Commission (EC) in charge of corporate services, Georgina Opoku-Amankwah. Derek, what's contained in the statement?
Well, basically, Madam Georgina Opoku-Amankwah is saying that the release that came out yesterday that Madam Charlotte Osei wanted to connive with them to rig the elections is not true, and that she herself, who is a senior public servant and a lawyer, has not authorized that. And so she's telling us to disregard any statement saying that she is also counter-alleging that Madam Charlotte Osei has done something. She hasn't authorized that.
But has she said anything in response to the initial statements that Madam Charlotte Osei put out?
She hasn't responded to any of the statements that were made by the chairperson of the commission, Madam Charlotte Osei. She says that she's consulting her lawyers and that at the opportune time, I will respond appropriately to the said allegations, quote unquote.
So do we know anything else about this issue coming up?
Well, there is another release from the Ghana Integrity Initiative, which is a member of the Transparency International. That's the local chapter. Now, they are saying that they have observed with grave concern the allegations made among the commissioners at the Electoral Commission, and they are asking government to investigate 4 major things. Now, the first one is the involvement of the 2 deputy chairpersons of the commission in procurement irregularities in May 2015. The second one is the deputy chairperson signing contracts worth over 40 million Ghana cedis without requisite approval and authorization. They're also asking that investigations be conducted into the deputy chairperson's collection of 6 million Ghana cedis from political parties for the conduct of political parties' primaries. And then they're also asking that the illegal vote transfers on the voter management system by the deputy chairperson in charge of operations be investigated into. Now, they are also asking the president to give us an update every now and then on the petition the presidency has received from the concerned staff of the commission. And then they're also asking politicians to step aside and allow the rules to work. They should allow the laws to work. They're asking that this issue should not be politicized.
Wow. So that's Ghana Integrity Initiative's position. So now what we are looking for is for that response from possibly Georgina Opoku-Amankwah, because the latest we have is from Charlotte Osei. Now, we also hear Amadou Sule is consulting lawyers on the matter, because earlier we were hearing, information we picked was that he's considering going to court on the issue. Now, mind you, Amadou Sule is the other person named in Madame Charlotte Osei's statement. Well, thank you, Derek Ekosam, for that. Very soon we'll be picking a response, a reaction to this matter from the head of the Christian Council of Ghana. My colleague Bernice Abubedu is at the office of the Christian Council currently. We will be getting that reaction. But in the meantime, we'll take a short breather. When we come back, we have more news. Thanks for staying with us. Now, like I said before the break, we are going live to the offices of the Christian Council of Ghana, where my colleague Bernice Abubedu is standing by with Reverend Dr. Puni Frimpong, the head of the Christian Council of Ghana. Now, last week, they were making some pronouncements about this particular issue. A lot of the developments have come, and we want to pick what they are saying about this matter. So we'll go live there immediately and see what Reverend Dr. Puni Frimpong has to say. Now, we, like I said, we have him on the line. Now, the latest we have, just before we went on the break, in case you didn't know, was that Madam Georgina Opoku-Amankwah has refuted the statements that was made in her name. Those were 25 responses to Madam Charlotte Osei. She's saying she did not write that statement, but rather she's talking to her lawyers and so she would be making a proper response to what is happening with regards to the statements put out by Madam Charlotte Osei. Now, we also understand that Reverend Dr. Opuni Frimpong is speaking with some officials of the UNDP. Remember, the UNDP was named in one of the allegations or the claims made by Madam Charlotte Osei. We'll be taking a quick response from them with regards to one of the contracts in contention at the moment. So let's go live now to the offices of the Christian Council of Ghana. We have been joined by Reverend Dr. Opuni Frimpong. Reverend, thank you for joining us. Now, so much has been happening in the Electoral Commission since last week. I don't know what your impression is of the development so far.
Yeah, let me say good morning to your team and your cherished viewers. And say it is very unfortunate that after a very successful 2016 general election, we will have to face and go through the current challenges we are going through. We were all hoping and working towards peaceful election before, during, and after the election. It seems the post-2016 general election challenges are becoming a very unfortunate one. But that is also the strength of our country. We will be able to sail out of this challenge. I know we will get this challenge behind us very soon.
Do you have any doubts about the operations of the EC now that we have this challenge before us?
We are confronted with what I may want to call institutional credibility. You know, the Electoral Commission, if you like, is the heart of our electoral system. And the institutional credibility must be protected. That when we go through election and the results come out and we say somebody has won or lost, we as a people will accept the results and move forward. Now, if we get to a point where people have reason not to have confidence and trust in the judgment of the EAC, it will be a threat to our democracy. And that is why we are suggesting that now the way they are all presenting their issues, you know, it started with these concerned workers. Then we have heard the chairperson. Then we have heard other commissioners. We don't know how tomorrow morning will look like. And we will want to call humbly that we may need to cease fire, all of them, knowing that the public confidence of the Electoral Commission is at stake here. We have 2020 election ahead of us. And whatever we do, we must keep that in mind. And we have suggested, and we will maintain it, that we may need alternative dispute resolution mechanism. We have experienced people, whether in traditional leadership, whether into governance, civil service. We have people who have solved problems elsewhere in this country.
Right.
And we must allow them to make intervention and listen to all of them and see the way forward.
Okay, Reverend, but what of, you have spoken that public confidence may go down. What of your confidence in the Electoral Commission at the moment?
All right, sure.
Right, we have Reverend Dr.
Country.
Opuni Frimpong there. We are trying to stabilize that connection with him. But my question to you, Reverend, if you can hear me, is if you have confidence in the operations of the Electoral Commission, knowing what you know now about what is going on within the Commission.
The Electoral Commission as an institution is still a credible institution, even though they are having challenges, even though we have individuals within the commission that is having challenges. But as an institution, we can protect the institutional credibility of the EC. And that must be a national concern at the moment.
But are you not concerned, Reverend, about these things we are finding out? We are finding that some people are being accused of perpetrating illegalities when it came to creation of polling stations, when it came to voter transfers, when it came to even transfer of EC staff. Are we not concerned about these allegations that are being made?
Yes, these issues have been raised, accusation and counter-accusation, yet to be investigated, you know. But even if after the investigation, we are able to, depending on whatever the findings may be. What I'm saying is, YEC as a state institution must still be respected, and must still, Ghanaians must still have confidence. But the individuals in the institution must find better way of addressing their challenges. But Ghanaians must still respect and sustain our confidence. It's not like we can throw away the YEC and move forward. We need the YEC as a key component of our democratic governance, and the YEC's respect and credibility must be protected. And that is why the individuals involved must know exactly what they are doing. It's not just Madam Sharoto Sen and Sule and Madam Georgina. It's beyond them. They are dealing with the heart of the country. And let's protect the nation called Ghana. The national cohesion is what we are talking about. The issue is not who is righteous and who is demonic and demon and all that, but we are dealing with the national cohesion, the national peace, and that is why that must help them cease fire and find better, more civil way of addressing their individual challenges.
But Reverend, do you think these three people can work together from today?
It's too early to throw in the towel. If we can get them address the concern and bring the fact, and if even somebody must be disciplined, we work with the internal systems, internal structures, the corporate governance system in that institution. It will be helpful for all of us. But at the end of the day, Ghana must be protected. Our national peace must be protected, no matter who is involved. We must go beyond the individual's personal comfort and protect our national safety, our national peace. But the way the journey, the route we use to get there is very important. And that is why the way they are accusing each other in media may not help us.
Right, thank you very much, Reverend Dr. Opuni Frimpong. He's the head of the Christian Council of Ghana there. And we also have officials of the UNDP there with Reverend Dr. Opuni Frimpong. We'll be speaking to them briefly before the bulletin is over.